Hi, everyone. This is Jen Mazer, the Queen of Manifestation. Welcome to our second live masterclass in this series for the Great Awakening. Today, we are talking about alignment, which I'm super excited about. It's really about how to get yourself into alignment so you can become a vibrational match, so that you can manifest your biggest dreams with ease. And my whole thing is how you can make it so much easier for yourself than you're probably doing right now. So, hi, say where you're from, everybody. Hello. Introduce yourselves and share where you're coming from. I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, I'm going to share some slides today. Oh, hi, C. Hi, Una, Tiffany, Desiree, Curdy, MR, Amy, Sobata, Tracy, Robin, Jessica. So awesome to see all of you. Okay, so I'm going to share some slides. Hi, Maggie. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we are. Yes. Hi, Sherry and Angela. Awesome. So, how to become a vibrational match to manifest your biggest dreams with ease. So, today you are all in the right place. If you're ready to stop settling and you're tired of manifesting the same old things, you want to understand more about how manifestation truly works. You probably already know about manifestation, but you want to up your game. You're tired of hustling and pushing to make your goals happen, and you're ready to manifest your dreams now. So you are all in the right place. If you're feeling overwhelmed with everything that's happening in the world and you want help pivoting your mindset, you will get that help today. So I'm super excited that you're here. And as I shared in the last masterclass and today, I really want you to get the most out of our session because I'm giving you a lot of great information. So I invite you to turn off your phone and put it away, get off of social media, and center your complete attention on this class. And take notes. Bring out a pen and a notebook or a piece of paper, and be present and remain receptive to learning something new. So you're all here at the perfect time. And I shared this yesterday, and I just want to do a quick little recap for those of you who didn't make it to our first live cast, that we are all waking up to a new world. And there's been significant events that have been happening this past month. And today's the 1st of October. I'm going to get into that as well. But on September 12th, Jupiter, the giver of good luck, went direct after being retrograde since May. So now we have this extra help from the planet Jupiter to help us in manifesting our dreams. We just celebrated equinox, fall equinox here in the Northern Hemisphere where I am, and most of you I think are, on September 22nd. And the Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. So we have this kind of opportunity for a new beginning. And then on September 29th, just a couple days ago, the first day in this series, Saturn went direct. And Saturn really is helping us tap into the practical side of manifesting so we can introduce new habits and practices that will allow us to manifest our dreams. So this truly is a new beginning. And it gets better. Today is another special day. I planned this date on purpose for the series. We had Saturn going direct on the first day of the Great Awakening. Today is the Chinese celebration, the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's celebrated on October 1st. And it's also known as the Moon Festival. Traditionally, you celebrate the full moon. And you eat moon cakes, which are really delicious, yummy little pastries, and celebrate with your friends and family. And this is so perfect because today, when we get into what we're talking about for alignment and what might have been stopping you from manifesting your dreams so far, it's perfect in terms of celebrating with the full moon, because full moons are times when we release things and let go of things. New moons, in general, are times when we set intentions. So we'll get into that. So my intention for you today is for everybody to come away with knowing that they really can manifest their dreams. So if you've been having doubts or your dream still feels far out of reach, I want you to leave this masterclass knowing that it's all possible. So, and at the end, I'm going to share a downloadable PDF worksheet that goes with this session. So you can um, download that and fill it out, and I will share that as well. So, if you want to manifest your big dream, you have to understand how the process really works. And on my first workshop, I talked about the 6-part system. And I just want to do a quick recap for people who missed it. So the first step is to demystify how manifestation actually works. So we really talked about how the process is, right? And we went over what manifesting really looks like. And then the second thing is to, once you understand how it works, then you dream. You expand the vision for your life and go into what's possible. We went into depth about that as well on our first masterclass. So everybody set intentions for what they want to manifest. Then it's about daring and taking action, aligned action on your dreams. Then it's discovering what has been holding you back from your dreams and releasing any limiting beliefs. And then detaching from the outcome in order for your dream to come to you. And then the last part is to delight, to recap the rewards of your manifestations. So today we are going to focus more on part 4, the discover process, learning what's been holding you back from your dreams and how we can get ourselves back into alignment in order to manifest. So we're going to go more in depth in part 4 of this process, okay? So if you remember when I talked about how manifestation works, it's like being at a restaurant, right? And the waiter comes over to take your order, and the universe is the kitchen. And we're all placing our orders into the kitchen, and the universe is the yes universe, right? And so oftentimes we place our order, and then it takes a long time for our food to come or our physical manifestation to show itself to us. And so oftentimes people ask, why is it that things aren't happening fast enough, or I'm doing everything right, I'm doing all the steps, but I still haven't manifested my dream? And it could be because you're out of alignment or there's a limiting belief. Something's in the way, because oftentimes we're in our head, and I talked about this on the first live cast, we're sending mixed messages to the universe, right, about what we want. We say we want one thing, we put our order in, but then we're not really acting in alignment with that. We don't trust ourselves, or we don't believe we're worthy of that dream. It doesn't feel real. And so there's a whole process in terms of getting yourself into alignment so that you can place your order and trust and know it will be received. And you don't stop yourself along the way when an obstacle shows up. You can get yourself back on the right path and simply remind the waiter, hey, I placed my order, or whatever, which sometimes is necessary, right, in order for your dream to come. So we'll get more into that. And if you missed the first live class, you can watch the replay where I talk more in depth about that. So a little bit about me, for those of you who are new to me. Again, I'm the Queen of Manifestation. My friends actually gave me that nickname. I didn't name myself, because I was always the friend in the group who manifested outrageous things every time we got together. And as I shared my story yesterday about living rent-free in the East Village of Manhattan for 10 years in an apartment that I renovated with a jacuzzi, and we had a Grammy-winning album recorded there. Lots of amazing things that I've manifested in my life. And most of you know me, but just in case you're new to me, I wanted to put this slide up so you get to know me, and having my artwork shown in the New York Times and now being published in so many different outlets around the world, and being able to teach people for the past 9 years how to manifest their dreams. So again, some of the things that I've manifested come from me being in alignment, and this has to do with today's topic, because when you're vibrating at a certain frequency, you're attracting things to you that are a match to that vibration. So I started attracting people to me who were a match to the vibration I was giving out in the world. And all of that is possible for you as well, right? So these are some of the people and circumstances that I attracted into my life, like hanging out with Whoopi Goldberg backstage at the UN, or with Reverend Michael Beckwith at the Agape Spiritual Center, or Erica Badu or Deepak Chopra. Again, so it's just how you are showing up in the world, you're going to attract others to you. We can all remember, I talk about this metaphor of being at a party, right? And you walk into a room, and this is before COVID, right? You walk into a room and you're instantly drawn to certain people. Why is that, right? That some people just have this energy that is magnetic, right? You want to be around them. And we're going to talk about that more because when you are vibrating at this right frequency, others want to be near you. And there's the expression that people raise their vibration to match the highest vibration in the room, right? You can be the highest vibration in the room, and others might be raising their vibration to match you. And the same can be said when you're in the room with others, that you're raising your vibration to be a match to them as well. So we'll talk about this. Some of the experiences that I manifested in my life, like taking my clients to Peru, to Machu Picchu, and to Bali, and spending time in India and in Nigeria, where we built our green school. So let's talk about alignment, because I really want to get into all this, and most of you already know me. Okay, what is alignment? So I put this energy tower symbol on so we can all kind of get a sense of what this means. We are all walking energy towers. We are all receiving information all the time, and we're giving out information all the time. Okay? So when we are in alignment, we are really wonderful receptors, and we are also giving information. And for those of you who are into tuning into your intuition, we're all intuitive. And I talked about how manifestation is less about making things happen and more about allowing things to happen, because we're receiving the vision from the universe. It's the universe's dream for us, right? And so if we're all energy towers, just like our cell phones or our computers and how we're connected to Wi-Fi, there's so much out there. There's energy waves. Before it was radio towers, right? That were invisible, and we can't see all of these, but we know that we are all connected right now. Those of us who are here, we know that we're connected, even though we can't see the energy, and we're connected to the universe that way as well. So there is this connection to source, and we're constantly being talked to, and we hear it in different ways. So some of us have feelings in the pit of our stomach, whether something's right or wrong, right? Some of us who've been really listening to our intuition for years might actually, feel psychic. They might hear things or really sense things or see things. We all are psychic. It's more just about how do we tune in and tap in. It's through our intuition, through our imagination. So our imagination is how we tap into our intuition. So when we have an idea for what we want to manifest, it's not just this idea, it is us intuiting what's actually going to happen. So if we can trust that idea when it first comes, we're more likely to take action on it. And then we're not afraid of it not working out, because we know ultimately it's going to work out, whether it's this one particular way or not. So alignment is when we are a clear energy tower, right? When we're receiving and we're giving off information, and there's no blocks in our body, in our thoughts, that are stopping us from shining out bright. And I love this one image that I chose, because it's like the crown chakra, right? The purple at the top of the tower. And when we're in alignment, we're just radiating. Our aura is really big. And so I wanted to show the chakras, right? The energy system within our body. I studied about chakras when I was in India, living in an ashram, and I received acupuncture. Many of us have gotten acupuncture before. There's energy points within our body. It's not just the chakras, but this whole energy system of alignment. And sometimes when we're feeling pain or we get sick, we're out of alignment. There's stuck energy in our body. So if in acupuncture, right, and you stick a needle or you can do acupressure on a particular point, and it releases the stored energy so that more energy can flow and your body can heal itself. So if we think about it, it's all about flow and vibration. So what does high vibration mean? Vibration, right, is everything is vibrating, whether we realize it or not. So if we were going to zoom in with a microscope at our cells on our skin, we would see everything is moving all the time. What appears to be still is actually moving, right? The neurons and the electrons. So the earth is rotating. It's the earth is spinning and it also rotates around the sun. So on a big scale, in terms of the universe, there's motion all around. Within our bodies, there's motion all around. There's vibration. So vibration is the natural state of the universe. And if we look at this chakra system that I put up, in the rainbow that is there, and you look at the colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, there's no separation, right? Like when we were little and we drew a rainbow and they were all separate colors, they actually all fade into each other. That's that vibration, right? One leads into another. There's actually millions of different colors, right? There's so many different colors. They're all blended into each other. They're all vibrating around each other. So we are not separated from what we're manifesting, from the other people in our lives, from the universe. We're a part of the universe. And the more that we can remember that, the easier it's going to be to manifest because we're in alignment. So high vibration, when you're a high vibe person, when you're attracted to other people and the energy in the room, it's because there's a lot of movement in your body and things can flow freely, right? So if things aren't flowing, there's stuck energy. It's either a limiting belief or some sort of stored emotion, physical, emotional, whatever. So I hope that makes sense, right? Alignment is everything is flowing really well. We're in alignment. Okay, so if you remember what I talked about yesterday is the first question to ask yourself when you are clear on what you want is, how will I feel once I manifest my big dream? Because manifesting happens from a feeling place. So if you know how you're going to feel once you manifest your dream, right? So if it's I want to manifest a house, and how will I feel when I manifest my house that I own? Well, I'll feel secure. I'll feel abundant. I'll feel spacious, right? What are some of the feelings that you will have when you are living your big dream? Then you can ask yourself, how can I feel this way now, right? So even if I don't have the house yet, I can still feel the way I want to feel. Abundant, secure, spacious. Those were my three that I just used as an example, right? So what are things I can do now to allow me to feel abundant, secure, and spacious? That is getting me into alignment with my vision, because if I can feel the way I want to feel once I have the dream, right, I'm drawing it to me. More things that are a vibrational match to abundance, security, spaciousness, because I am coming from that space. I hope that makes sense, right? So those are questions that you can ask yourself that are really simple. So what happens if you get yourself out of alignment, if you're feeling off, if you're having a hard day, or you're caught up with what's happening outside, with so much change happening in the world? It can be hard to get yourself back into alignment when you're feeling off. So I want to talk about this. So pivoting is such a great tool for getting yourself back into alignment. And first is to just get yourself present, to stay grounded. Because if we're out of alignment, we're probably not grounded. And the first chakra is the root chakra, the red one, right? Which is about grounding yourself. So in order to ground yourself, chakras, it's like, I want you to think about it as being lit up from the bottom up. So your crown chakra is not going to be all lit up if you're not already lit up from each chakra, right? So it's like if you were imagining the lights going on one at a time, it's starting from the bottom and going up, 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 and then the light shining, right? So if you're feeling out of alignment, the first thing you want to do is go back to the root, get yourself grounded so that, boom, everything can light up. I hope that makes sense. So to get grounded, it's to stay present, right? So first, how do I get present? If I'm anxious and worried or I'm fearful about what I'm manifesting or what's happening in the world or the election or whatever, the first thing I do is I find myself looking at what's around me in my room or outdoors or wherever I am. So to be present, it's just to be aware. I'm not judging. I'm simply looking around. What do I see? I see my computer. I see the door. I see the window, right? Whatever, right? So you're just kind of noticing what's around you, which brings you back to the present. So notice what's around you and then find gratitude. So if we're grateful in the moment, obviously what we pay attention to expands, right? So if we can find something that we're grateful for, then we can expand those good feelings. So it's just even in an obstacle, there's always something to be grateful for. Just one thing. It starts with one small thing. Okay, well, I'm grateful, that I have my breath. I'm grateful that, whatever, it's sunny out today. Whatever it is. And then you can start finding more and more things to be grateful for, and that can expand. So it's really simple, but it can get you just centered so that then you can do the next thing, right, from there. So the other thing is you want to remember that all of us, whether we have consciously been manifesting or not, are powerful manifestors. That's who we were born to be. I truly believe we came into this world in this lifetime to experience things on a physical level, to manifest. Because, if you are a spiritual person and you've done work as I have, studying or learning from people who maybe, have experienced clinically dying and coming back to life. Everybody who's clinically died and come back to life, no matter what religion, all around the world, they've shared the same thing, that it feels like love on the other side. It's just the highest vibration. It feels so good. So why would we choose to come back in this lifetime? To experience love on a physical level, to manifest things on a physical level, to be the hands of the universe, to be receiving, like the energy tower, the visions from the universe and manifest them out, right? And on a physical level. So we're all so powerful. It's just understanding how we can better utilize that power, right? To manifest for ourselves what we want, to be happy and satisfied in our own lives, and for the world. So everybody can be happy and satisfied. There's enough for everyone, right? So here's what I see that stops people from manifesting. First of all, upper limiting, right? What the phrase that Gay Hendricks coined. When we think we have achieved a certain amount of success that our mind has allowed us to believe is possible for us. For example, like for all my life, I've thought, making $100,000 a year was like a big deal. And then I made $100,000 a year, and then I'm stuck at $100,000 a year, right? Not thinking that I could make more. And so if I get to that $100,000 a year salary, for example, then once I start making more and I get close to $200,000 a year, I sabotage myself subconsciously to bring myself down to a level that I'm comfortable with, because I hadn't allowed myself to believe it was possible to make 200,000 or a seven figures, right? $1 million a year. So it's just always expanding what you believe is possible for yourself. And this happens with people where they're successful in one area of their life. They're really successful in business, but they always think that they have trouble with love, for example. They can't manifest their soulmate. So what happens is all of a sudden they meet an amazing person, and then they self-sabotage it because they're not comfortable, even though they want to. From a conscious level, we want that. We want love and the, great success with our jobs and financially. But what happens is we start to move into a successful relationship, and it's too much. Oh my gosh, I can't have it all. So we sabotage one of those things, either the job or the relationship, to bring us down to a level of comfort that we know. It's just like at the restaurant where we are always ordering the same thing over and over again, our favorite thing on the menu, right? So we're about to experience this new amazing dessert or whatever, and then we sabotage it because we're not comfortable with having such an amazing meal. So this is part of what happens with upper limiting. It's not things that we do on a conscious level at all. We would never say that we do this. It's all subconscious. Okay. It's also like sending mixed messages, to the universe, where we're in our head. We've placed an order for pizza at the restaurant, and in our head we're like, oh, I shouldn't have ordered the pizza. That's really bad. I should have gotten, the gluten-free kale Caesar salad, right? And then you're sending mixed messages, and the universe doesn't know what to bring you. That's not alignment. Okay. So in order to stay in alignment, we need to trust that our dreams are really happening, right? So we need to expect that when we are receiving, we are not just imagining, we're intuiting. So therefore, we can stay the course no matter what obstacles come our way. So what I see that stops people is, first of all, why people aren't experiencing the results that they crave are limiting beliefs. And I talked about this, right? This stuck energy. We all have limiting beliefs. It's nothing to be afraid of, right? How manifestation works, we manifest what our subconscious mind believes. So are you holding on to the idea that something is not possible for you? Just like I talked about with upper limiting, right? We really want to open up to possibility now. Because if we can imagine it, if we can actually see it, then we can manifest it. So first step is opening up to possibility, right? So limiting beliefs, again, we all have them. It's okay. They're all well-meaning thoughts that were there to serve us as protection. But how are they serving us now, right? So think about that. Perhaps there were things that were protecting you, from getting hurt, being disappointed, right? But now it's us trying to say, thank you, limiting belief. I get that you were there to protect us, or me, but I'm okay, really, right? So I like to think about limiting beliefs like this. If we're in an elevator and we are trying to manifest our big dream and we are pushing the up button over and over and over again, and the elevator is not going anywhere, you are staying still in the elevator. How many of you can relate to this in terms of manifesting, right? You're doing all the work to manifest whatever it is. You're taking the action. You wrote affirmations or whatever, but things are not happening for you. And you're like, what am I doing wrong, right? It's because there's some limiting belief that is there for you. Tina, I see you. Yes, totally. Yeah, we can all relate to this at some point in our lives. So let's talk about some common limiting beliefs that I see with people, okay? Because again, I've been teaching this for so long. Most people have the same core limiting beliefs under why they can't actually have their big dream. So I'm not worth it, right? I'm not worthy. It's too much. And especially right now, we see people suffering in the world. Who am I to have this when other people don't? I don't have enough time. That's a big one, right? And then the big dream always stays on the back burner because we don't have time to do it. We're not prioritizing it. Oftentimes, you'll see that these limiting beliefs lead to each other. Like you don't just have one, but you might be like using one as an excuse to hold on to that actually there's a deeper limiting belief underneath it. I like to think of limiting beliefs as an onion. So there's always another layer that you can peel, and there will be another one underneath it. So even if you've done a lot of work on yourself, then there's going to be another limiting belief. And you're like, oh, I thought I dealt with this before, but I guess there's still more, right? So I'm not worth it. I don't have enough time. So oftentimes I don't have enough time is masking, like it's procrastination. But procrastination might be masking something else that you're really afraid of, like I'm afraid I might fail. So I'm saying I don't have enough time because I'm really scared that if I do it, I might fail, and I don't want to fail because I failed before. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? So there's all these layers. Or I'm afraid of success, which most people wouldn't say that they're afraid of success, but being successful means something's going to change. And most of us are afraid of change, to be quite honest. And this goes back to the restaurant analogy. Anything new that we want to manifest, by virtue of it being new, is going to be uncomfortable because we've never experienced it before. So, all those big dreams that we want that we've written down, when we actually manifest them, it's going to be uncomfortable at first. So, it's reframing discomfort. Discomfort is a good thing. It means we're about to experience something new. Being afraid of success is when you're scared of what is going to change in order to manifest what you have. So something will change because we're not going to be the same person we are when we are in that new place, right? So we're always changing. That's that vibration, that's the rotation. Change is a good thing. We just change seasons, right? We talked about all the things that are happening in the universe right now, all these awesome synchronicities about, equinox and Saturn and Jupiter going direct and the moon festival and Rosh Hashanah and all these things, right? So change is normal. We should change. We want to change. We don't want to be the same person we were before. Our cells are constantly changing all the time. Our skin is. So if we're afraid of change and we're stopping that natural flow or the vibration or the movement of the universe. So part of being in alignment, right, is being open to change. Anyway, more common limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough, right? I'm not supported. It's going to be hard. We make it out to be this whole story in our head as to how hard it's going to be, so we don't actually ever take action on it. The truth is, for most of the things that we want to manifest, it's not that difficult. Like the very first step is maybe sending an email or making a phone call, which takes 5 minutes. But it's all the buildup in our heads that stop us first from doing the thing, from reaching out to that person, from making that scary ask. Right? A lot of times we feel like a fraud. Who am I? I'm not good enough yet. I don't have enough experience. I don't deserve it. So just see if you recognize any of these limiting beliefs for yourself. Okay, one of the best ways to discover your limiting belief is to just finish the statement. So I want you to write this down on a piece of paper. Just one statement. I cannot live my big dream because. And trust the first thought that comes to your head or comes out onto the paper. Whatever that first thought is, that's it. That's the reason why you've been stopping yourself. Don't overanalyze it. Don't try to make it something that it's not. Just let it flow. Automatic writing. I cannot live my big dream because. And see what shows up for you. See if it's any one of those limiting beliefs I talked about, or like an onion, if it's a layer that leads to another layer, right? For you, as to why you believe you cannot live your big dream. Yeah, so one person. Because I don't know how, I'm not capable. Yeah, feel free to type it in the chat, right? So it's okay to say what your limiting belief is. We're not scared. Limiting beliefs are a good thing, right? We're turning our obstacles into opportunities. We're grateful for our limiting beliefs because our limiting beliefs take us to a new place we wouldn't have gotten to if the obstacle hadn't shown up in the first place. So we're grateful for the obstacle. We're grateful for that belief because now that we've discovered it, we can release a block that's been holding us back and we're going to have more flow. So gosh, I'm so glad that I found out that I was holding on to this thing that I didn't realize that I was holding on to, right? Or I'm glad that I lost my job during COVID-19 because it allowed me to start a new business that I've been putting on the back burner for years, right? So there's always something good in the obstacle. I'm looking at some of the comments of what people are saying. Because I'm very spontaneous, because what I create might not be of high quality, because I'm afraid to take a chance and succeed. Fear, I'm afraid that too much will change and it will make me very uncomfortable because I'm not a good person and I've hurt others along the way. And my current struggles are retribution. Yeah, look at how we talk up to ourselves. Because I'm afraid to fail, because I make excuses like lack of money, being locked into a lease, I don't have enough experience, I'm not capable, I don't have enough money. because of myself, because I'm not good enough. Yes, thank you for being so brave and sharing all of these limiting beliefs. These are good. We're grateful for them, right? So I'm afraid to fail, lack of money. All of these are so good. Keep them coming. All right. So let's go into language because there's so much I want to cover. And by the way, I'm giving away prizes. So it's awesome that you guys are participating in the chat because there will be prizes at the end of this webinar. And I'm excited. So the importance of language. Words matter. Okay? Words matter. The universe is a mirror. It is a reflection to what we put out. Okay? So we've heard this in terms of law of attraction, that your thoughts create your reality. So not just your thoughts, not just the feelings, but your words, they also matter. Language is important. It's okay to be scared, right? Anything new is scary at first. I'm seeing some of the comments about the fear, right? Anything new is scary at first. So let's talk about language. I want to help you switch your language. So if you're saying things like, I have to do this, this, and this, and this, or do this first. If we're someone who feels busy all the time, I want you to switch your I have to I get to. Here's why. If we switch I have to I get to, it's the same task like doing the dishes or cleaning up after our kids. I have to do the dishes. I get to do the dishes. I have to clean up after my kids. I get to clean up after my kids. Here's what happens. It switches your mindset into feeling resistant, right? And feeling bad about the situation, and gets you into finding the good. That's that gratitude piece. I get to finds the good in it. So I get to do the dishes. Well, it feels really good to be clean and organized. Or I get to do the dishes. It feels really good to have that time to be meditative, right? It's kind of like I'm going into a zone. I get to clean up after my kids. Well, I'm so grateful that I had kids. I wanted kids. This is the life I asked for. So the other thing that happens is when you switch I have to I get to, you put yourself into a place where you realize that you are not just a victim of your circumstance, you are a participant. You're in the driver's seat. And in terms of quantum physics, we live in a participatory universe. We're not observers of our lives. We are participants. That's the law of attraction. We don't just sit back and things just happen to us, right? We are affecting the outcome all the time. That's why we're powerful manifestors. So when we switch I have to I get to, we get to see that we are in charge. We affect what is showing up. So that's one little trick in terms of language. Yeah, I love how some of you are sharing already reframes, right? I get to be more consistent in my actions. Yeah. So the other thing is switching I can't to how can I? So it's not just I can't afford it, because if we say I can't afford it, we are not open to any way in which we can afford it. But if and I can't just becomes I can, because if you switch I can't to I can, it doesn't feel believable. And that's why affirmations don't work for people, right? And I go into more how I use affirmations later on. We'll talk about more of this also on the next masterclass. But it's not just I can, because it feels fake, right? And that's why you're like reciting affirmations in the mirror every day and things aren't happening because you don't feel it. You're out of alignment. You're trying to will it. So I can't, it doesn't become I can, it becomes a question. How can I afford it? It's not I can afford it if you have like $10 in your bank account, right? But it's, well, how can I afford this? Then you're open to the universe. That's that energy tower that picture that I shared in the beginning, right? Where we're open to receive the how to our what. How could I afford it? Oh, look, that's when all of a sudden this opportunity shows up or an idea shows up, right? To allow us to manifest. So it's not I can't, but how can I? Okay. For example, Donna, who worked with me in my Manifestation Masters program, she manifested her new dream car, okay? In 40 days, she bought a brand new Lexus. And she wrote So many emotions went into this process. I really had to keep checking myself to move past my old limiting beliefs, right? I'm so grateful for Jen's program and this group for giving me the tools, guidance, and support to step up into the next level of my life. And then there it is. And she even wrote in the comments, because I was congratulating her, it took a lot of practicing the tools that you taught us to help me go for it, because those old limiting beliefs wanted to kick in, but I kept pivoting them into an abundant mindset. Thank you. So I share that because we can just all see that picture. Look at her happiness in her body and the flow, right, of what's possible when we open up, when we are aware of our limiting beliefs and we learn how to pivot. Okay? The universe wants you to say yes to your dreams. So what do you do if you don't actually believe that it's possible, right? You have the vision, but it still feels far off to you. You're like, that would be nice, but I'm not there. You know, I get all of this that you're talking about, Jen, but it's not going to happen for me. For many people, their dreams still feel out of reach. And so remember, manifesting comes from a feeling place. So I'm going to share this exercise with you. You're going to want to get out your pen and paper to help you believe that your dream is possible. Okay. First of all, I was in Marie Claire, and it's probably small, so I'm just going to read some of it because I want to, again, give an example of what happens if you believe that it's possible. So this is just some of the press that I've gotten, right? So it's talking about me. New York-based speaker and coach Jen Mazer created a 40-day online manifestation master's course to help women turn their dreams into reality. One client, Kim, started a successful shared office space for women in Omaha, while another, Amy, started an online dating consultancy, Love Amy, in New York, with a months-long waiting list. And they quoted me, and I want to read this because I think it's really important. Manifesting is less about making things happen and more about trusting and allowing and believing, right? It's so much about permission. Being told, yes, you can, is critical, right? For someone who doesn't believe it yet, right? That we all are capable. We all can do this. So it's really giving yourself permission. Whatever you believe, success first requires a belief in yourself. Okay? So that's why I wanted to share this. So let's do this exercise. I'm so glad you love this. Thanks for all these comments. Okay. So this is my fun exercise. We're going to get down with P.P.P. What is P.P.P? Some of you know this. You've worked with me before. Okay. So I always go back to this song. Get down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. You might, if you're, remember those kind of rap songs. OPP. I kind of switched it to get down with P.P.P. So P.P.P is positive proof from your past. Okay? I'm going to answer questions in a bit. So, Amy, I see your question. But let's get down with positive proof from your past. Okay. So, Naughty by Nature. Thank you, Gigi. That's whose song it is. All right. So, we're going to get down with positive proof from your past. So, get out your pens. You have manifested things before, whether you realize it or not. Okay? It's time to acknowledge how you already are a powerful manifester. So, action time. Here we go. Take out a piece of paper and write down at least 10 things that you've manifested before. You can do it. You can write down 10 things that you've manifested before. Anything, right? They could be things that you're super proud of from your life. So a lot of times what happens is we're stuck in our heads about why the thing that we want now isn't happening, and we're feeling bad that it's not happening. We're wishing it was going to happen. But if we can shift the focus to what's already happened, right? That's that P.P.P. and look at evidence to prove that we are powerful manifestors, it's going to be a whole lot easier to manifest because we can choose what to focus on, right? We can prove anything right, whether we think we're right or we think we're wrong, we're right. So it's finding the evidence that we are powerful manifestor versus why we're not and why this is bullshit and it's never going to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? So here's some examples. If you're having a hard time thinking of the things that you're proud of, these are just examples, like getting into college, getting your first apartment, having a child, getting a job, asking for a raise, winning an award, meeting your soulmate, scoring a goal, nailing that yoga pose, finishing that awesome project. Someone sharing an all expenses paid trip for two to Egypt. Awesome, Una. It was probably my best manifestation. I love that. Yes, travel. I manifested a ton of travel in my life, right? So think about some things that you have manifested in your life. See if you can get at least 10 down on the page, and that will help you remember you are a powerful manifester. You can do this. Bonnie, moving to California and living in Carmel. Yes, how awesome is that? So write in the comments one thing that you are super proud of. Already some of you are doing it. You don't need to write your list of 10, but just one thing you're super proud of. Tina, weekend trip to Paris, first class. Awesome. Maggie, a house, car, job, and a husband. Yes. Yeah. MR, my first book award. Curdy, manifesting a $15,000 DJ gig. Awesome. Amina, my published poetry. Gina, I manifested a trip to Japan and Bali. Desiree, proud of being brave enough to move to Australia for 6 months. Zavada, publishing a children's book. Stacy, 2 dream weddings, one in India and one at the Georgia Aquarium. Toya, an increase in my revenue. Tina, a free trip to the Maldives. And Kerala, awesome. I love Kerala. Celia, getting my book on Peter Tosh published in 2013. Congrats, I want to read it. Kelly, I manifested this house. Jennifer, shadowing George Drexler in Spain for his tour. Wow. Graduating, Jessica, graduating culinary school with honors. Sue, my dream studio. Angela, my very successful packaging business. Merrick, 3 weeks in France with my mom. Gigi, working a job where I traveled the world. Tiffany, my partner. Yes, look at all of these manifestations, you guys. This, I just feel the energy. Like, we are all so powerful, but we forget. Hannah, my partner. Yes, you did this. You did these things, and it is amazing. If you could do that, you could do anything. Remember that, okay? Always. I see more comments coming in, but I want to move on the masterclass. So Kate, one of my clients, she manifested. She said, my heart is more open to life's possibilities, even ones I didn't even imagine, like being interviewed on the Katie Couric show. And because of Manifestation Masters, she completed multiple half marathons and triathlons. She's a midwife, something she never thought herself being capable of completing before, just through using these tools that I'm sharing with you, right? If she sees a hurdle, she's way more quick to forgive and put her good practices back into place. So, and she goes on and thanks me. So, yes, look at what is possible. Like running half marathon and triathlon, being interviewed on the Katie Couric show, right? We can open up to way more than we believe is possible for ourselves right now. Remember, to get to the top of the mountain, you just have to take one step at a time. And you know what? I should have written, you get to take one step at a time. Yes, but you actually have to take that step. So let's talk about prizes. It's prize time. So for a chance to win, I'm going to give away an autographed copy of my book, Manifesting Made Easy. So one person is going to get an autographed copy of this book from today on this masterclass. And I'm going to give away one Sparked game as well, one of my board games. So I talked about these in the first webinar. So I'm going to give one of each away today on this masterclass. And there's going to be a grand prize winner, someone who's attended all 3 masterclasses live will get a private Manifest Magic Power Hour with me, private 1-hour session with me worth $1,800. So I'm really excited. Here's what you need to do in order for your chance to win one of the above. Okay. Type in the comments what limiting belief you are choosing to let go of. Bonus. Reframe your language. For example, I can't live my big dream because I'm not worthy becomes, how can I feel worthy of living my dream? So remember, I can't could become, how can I, right? So type in a reframe for you in the comments, and then I will announce our book winner and our game winner today at the end of our next masterclass, Masterclass 3. I will be announcing who is winning the Manifest Magic Power Hour with me. But this is for your chance to win all three. Some of you have already been commenting the whole time, so you are rocking it. All right, so, oh, and I love Cindy said, oh my goodness, I've read dozens and dozens of books on manifesting, but Jen's book is the best I've seen. Love it, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. All right, C, I can't live my big dream because I'm not skilled enough. How can I become more skilled? Awesome reframe. Desiree, how can I feel brave and strong enough to move across the country and pursue my dream of traveling and working at the same time? Awesome. Stacy, how can I continue to focus on family and career? It's possible, and I can successfully enjoy both. Awesome. Tiffany, I get to be a homeowner because I have the financial resources to do so. Awesome. Oh, and Una, I love that it's your daughter's 8th birthday. My daughter is going to be turning 9 this year. Congrats. Manon, I can't live my big dream because I'm afraid not to succeed. How can I be successful of living my dream? Awesome reframe, right? Kelly, how can I become more consistent in taking action with online skill sets for online location independent business? Maggie, I'm afraid to fail and lack of money. How can I not fail? Instead of not fail, Maggie, I suggest you say, how can I succeed and have an abundance of money? Because that's another thing with language. The universe doesn't understand negation. So even that you say not in front of fail, the subconscious mind still focuses on fail, even though you said not in front of it. So it's not fail, like, or not worry, because you still see worry. Do you see what I'm saying? The focus is still on that thing that you don't want. So you switch it to how can I succeed, right? Or instead of not worry, for example, it would be how can I trust, that sort of thing. Okay. MR, I can't write another award-winning book. How can I write another amazing book? Cindy, I can't fulfill my purpose because I'm still working full time. How can I, or better yet, will I fulfill my purpose while still working full time? Awesome. Jana, how can I feel worthy of my big dream? Megan, I can't live my big dreams because I'm stuck in fear versus I get to live my big dreams because I'm worth it. Celia, I can't live my big dream because I'm too old. How can I achieve my big dreams despite my age? Yeah, there's so many. I can't even read all of them. Celia, Jessica, Amina, Kat, Tracy, Zavada, Maggie, Toya, Kenton, Amy, Angela, Gigi, Merrick. I see you guys. I'm so excited. So many awesome reframes, all of you. Yes. So good. Before I announce the winner, I want to ask if there are any questions, and I want to make sure that I get to Amy's question. Now I have to scroll all the way back. Amy, if you're still on, please type your question again because there's so many comments. There's like hundreds of them in my feed. So please ask your question again. Type in your questions if you have them, because I would love to answer any questions you have. Yeah, just type it in again because I'm not gonna see it. Okay. Amy's question, language. Does internal have the same power as external? So it's different. When you're writing your intentions, there is a lot of power in your language, in your words, like when you're placing the order to the universe, right? So we want to, like how I said, not putting not in front of what you don't want, and instead writing it in the positive when we're putting our intention into the universe. That is very powerful. But yes, internal is powerful. It's how we're talking to ourselves. There's definitely power in that as well. So again, because it's how we feel about any situation that is affecting the outcome, that's affecting our alignment and our vibration, right? So there is power in the same power in our internal thoughts as our external thoughts. But I will say External is a little bit more powerful in terms of intention setting. Um, you know, we might not talk that way all this time. Like when we set our intentions for writing things in the present tense, you're not going to talk to yourself all the time like, I am a millionaire or whatever when you set your intention and you're writing it out. So you don't want to do that, like I shared before, because it doesn't feel real. So that's why we switch it to how can I. So you kind of talk to yourself in your head slightly differently than you would when you're writing it on paper, but there's power in both. And the main thing is not to make yourself wrong for anything that you're doing, because whether you think you're right or you think you're wrong, you're right. And so if you're constantly hard on yourself and making yourself wrong, you're going to be, that's the energy you're putting out. And that's not what you want to be putting out into the world. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, there's a lot of questions. Oh, I'm so glad that Tiffany, this is powerful already. Cool. Okay. Okay, I love all this. How can I manifest a successful business? Well, Shanika, we're not going to go into all that today on our call, but there's so much you could do. Maybe that's your reframe. Okay. Can the universe, Tracy, can the universe misunderstand an order if you aren't specific enough? So I think the universe loves specifics. Here, let me just, I'm actually going to stop the slides. Let me see how to do that for a second. Yeah, there we go. So the universe, it can't misunderstand you, no. But the universe loves specifics because the more specific we are, the easier it's going to be to feel into it. So the specifics are really for us to feel into the vision, right? So manifesting comes from the feeling place. So if we're specific about the job or the partner or whatever, right, then it's going to be a whole lot easier for us to manifest it because we understand what that particular job or that particular person is going to be like in that relationship. So I hope that helps. Maggie, should you write your intentions down every day? No, you don't need to write your intentions down every day. Again, then this is stuff that I go into in my Manifestation Masters program, which I'll share more about next week on our Sunday on our next masterclass. But no, you don't need to write your intentions down every day. It's not necessary. You're doing what feels good for you because manifesting comes from a feeling place. So if it feels good to you, it is good for you. But again, it's not making yourself wrong. Oh, I didn't write my gratitude today, or I didn't, write my intentions today. And so therefore I'm messing it up and it's not going to happen. No, that's not how it works, right? We're just celebrating and feeling good about each thing we are doing versus feeling bad about what we're not doing. We're shifting the focus on feeling good. So I hope that makes sense, Maggie, and for all of you. There's so many questions here. I'm not going to be able to answer all of them. Okay. What happens if you have a high vibration but feel that a person you know or involved with is blocking it? So yeah, that's something too, again, we can get into and I talk more about in Manifestation Masters, but if someone is blocking it, first of all, I talked about how our energy affects other people's energy. So we have the power to affect the people in our lives as well by us being in a high vibrational place, right? So if we've got negative people around us, especially right now in this time of COVID and whatever is happening, politically, it can feel like we're absorbing some of that negativity or we're living with someone who's negative or in that situation. We can affect the outcome. That's us being participants, not just observers, not just victims, right? That's the rainbow that I talked about, that one color leads into the next, and there's no separation. And so we have the power to affect the people in our lives as well by us being in a high vibrational place, by us asking questions like what's new and good and shifting the focus on the positive versus going into a place of complaining or gossiping. Yes, doesn't mean that situation isn't there, the quote unquote bad situation that we're labeling bad, right? Doesn't mean that difficult situation doesn't exist, because yes, there are difficult things happening, very unfortunate things happening. However, I'm not a victim of it. I get to be an empowered participant, right? So it's about how we look at it, and it's a choice. And with that person that you're dealing with, it's first of all, if you've got something that's frustrating in your life, for example, a difficult person, the first step is to stop and find gratitude for that person or that situation and write out in your journal a list of all the things about that person or situation that you're grateful for. I'm telling you, even, if it's like the president of the United States and you're feeling really bad about it, okay, well, I'm grateful that all, this activism has been, ignited or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? There's always something good. So if there's a difficult person in your life, okay, well, I'm grateful for whatever, and you're finding the good. Therefore, you're not just replaying this resentment in your head because it's only affecting you. After you get out of that resentful place, then you can get into action. But the first step is to just pivot, find the gratitude. Then you can write out your intention for how you want the situation to be. Again, not just for yourself, but for the relationship, for the country, whatever it is, right? And we can write out in the present tense our intentions for how we want the situation to go. So there's so much I could share. Yeah, look at all of these things. Great questions. Cindy, I've been through Manifestation Masters twice, and the synergy and power of being with a group of people all focused on mastering manifestation is amazing. Jen teaches how to schedule your intentions and incorporate it into your daily routine. And once you start doing that and begin embodying the person who already has what you want, it's like rocket fuel. Stuff starts manifesting like crazy. Love it. Oh, I love that, Cindy. Yes, so true. And Cindy, it's so funny, the synchronicity, because I have this slide of a rocket that was going to be my last slide in my slideshow. So it's like so tuned in. Toya, you're absolutely right about absorbing others' energy. Yeah, although they might not be directly involved. Yes, so true. Okay, so let me announce the winners of this beautiful, one person is going to be getting my book, and another person is going to be getting my game. So, oh my goodness, this is like, so there's so many of you today on this call. I'm so grateful for all of your participation. I'm really, really excited. Okay, so let's see. For the book, dun, 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 dun. Okay, so the book today is going to be Amina. Amina, you have won a copy, a signed copy of my book, Manifesting Made Easy. So Amina, email info@queenofmanifestation.com and we will send you my book, but you need to email us your address. So Amina, thank you. You've won my book. Okay, now for the board game. And don't worry, we're going to be giving more of these away next time on the Masterclass. If you didn't win today, you still have a chance to win on the next Masterclass, which is on Sunday at 1:30. Okay. So the game, the board game Sparked, the adult board game, although it's age 16 and up, and I played it with my daughter. And it has magic wand and all these cards, and it's non-competitive. Okay, so gosh, there's so many comments, you guys. It's hard for me to scroll through. Okay, Mylene, you have won a copy of Sparked, the board game. So email us at info@queenofmanifestation.com with your address, info@queenofmanifestation.com with your address, and we will send you a copy of Sparked. So I'm super excited. Yay. All right, so I want to share my slides with you again, and just remind you all that our next masterclass is on Sunday at 1:30 Eastern time. So 1:30 Eastern, mark your calendars, make sure that you are there, because that is our next masterclass. So, oops, let's see, this is today. I wanted to see if there's a way for me to easily go through these slides to get back to my last slide. But it looks like I'd have to go through all of them. So I'm going to stop sharing. I have a slide about the last webinar that we are going to have on Sunday. Sunday is all, let me just tell you, it's about actualizing. So it's the complete manifestation roadmap. I'm going to give you the exact detailed formula that I use to manifest. And this is going to help you set yourself up to correctly meet all of your goals. Actualizing is the last step. It's the roadmap. I'm going to tell you the exact roadmap for manifesting on the next masterclass. And as you can see, all of these masterclasses are full of information, okay? So you're going to get a lot of takeaways, and join for the last masterclass if you want a chance to win the grand prize, which is a private session with me, 1 hour Manifest Magic Power Hour session with me. So I'm really excited about that. Yes, okay, yay, and thank you all for your questions. Again, if I didn't get some of them answered, then I will answer them on the next session. And I just want to see if I can share my last 2 slides, but I think honestly I've given you the information. I was just going to share the rocket picture. That was so perfect. And basically share the date and the time to mark your calendar, but I told you it, so we'll forget about the last 2 slides. Actualize. October 4th, Sunday, October 4th, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. They're all at the same time. So mark your calendar. And the replays are up. So if you missed the first one, they're all at manifest2020.com/the Great Awakening replays. Oh, let me share. I'm so glad that you're still asking questions. This is the link to download the PDF workbook I made to go along with today's session. So that should be showing up in the chat. And if you missed it for some reason, it's going to be on the replay page. I'm going to post the replays. All the replays are up. And we are going to keep them up all weekend. So we're not taking away the replays of the first 2 sessions or anything at all. So you don't have to worry about that. That's a great question. Yeah. I'm so glad that you all made it on today's webinar. Yeah, see you on Sunday on the next masterclass. Thank you. Woo-woo. Yeah, thanks for all your love. I love this. Oh, wait, Bonnie said, Jen, just to tell you, after the first manifestation class, I sent a message to a former colleague on LinkedIn that led me to a job description for the Gates Foundation. That was very exciting. Ooh, awesome. Bonnie, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring for that position and manifested something worthy of my background and experience. And now I will keep manifesting. Congrats, Bonnie. That's so awesome. I'm so psyched for you. Was that just after the September 29th masterclass? That's exciting. Things are already manifesting for you guys. Yes, very exciting. See you all on Sunday. Thank you. Thank you, Kenton. I think you're wonderful too. It's nice to see so many new people and lots of familiar faces as well from my Manifestation Masters participants. So I'm grateful for you all. And yes, enjoy the rest of your week. Tell your friends, share this with them. Manifest2020.com is the link you can share with your friends because the replays are going to be up all week. So you can catch up on the first masterclass and definitely join us on Sunday for the last one. We're going to have a lot of fun and more prizes. Okay, mwah. Lots of love, everybody. What a fabulous day. I'm grateful for all of you for being a part of this fabulous community. And I love what I do, teaching about manifestation and helping you all live your best lives. So thank you for being a part of that. Yay, lots and lots of love. Bye, everyone.